again, please.
I'm Comrade Mamgoshe Betty, the chairman, Medical and Health Workers Union of Nigeria. I'm also the past treasurer, NLC. Well, most of you pay for years. When you get paid, within 2-3 days, the salary is nowhere to be found. Is that not Yayipo? The suffering is too much. Why will the federal government, they said roundtable, the NLC, the TUC, they have been, deliberating on this roundtable for so long. They didn't feel that they should be putting 200 today, 300 tomorrow, 500 the next day for a minimum wage. It is enough. Enough is enough, please. Enough is enough. For them to know where the truth is pins us. Let them go. Let the Senate, the whatever. Let them put their salary on this minimum wage too, and let's see what will happen. Wow. Yeah. Let it go around. Let it go around like that. That is it. But on here, as my chairman has said, we have our essential duties on ground. We have that on ground. The whole others to go home, please. Thank you.
Very much. Thank you very much.
Why are we scared when we say pay a worker 1 million? When those in National Assembly are collecting 16, 17, 30 million. So why are we so discriminated if you hear 1 million for a worker? So if somebody can collect 15, 16 million for a job, not even commensurate to the job that the worker is doing, why can't a worker get 1 million? In a situation whereby you need a bag full of naira to get a handful of goods. So let nobody be scared about that. Unless it is cheap, the demand will have no end. And the minimum wage, we're going to insist for the review to be annual. Or else if you collect any money and the value of the currency is changing per hour, it will not make any sense and it will be illogical, to return that amount for the next 4 or 5 years. So these are dynamics of the negotiation.
All right, before I start saying anything here, I want to say something. If you're among those that go on social media to call on the Nigerian Labour Congress to gaslight them on why they shut down the national grid, I want to tell you something. Don't be unfortunate. Don't be unfortunate in your entire life. You have been unfortunate before. You have been used by politicians as pawns by politicians. You have been paid peanuts to gaslight Nigerians from the beginning of this administration. I want to say, don't continue. Stop whatever you're doing. Every Nigerian, we are solidly behind the Nigerian Labour Congress, and we are supporting them in the quest to ensure that the minimum wage of every Nigerian worker is improved. We are supporting them. Anyone that is against the Nigerian Labour Congress, currently you are against the Nigerian people, and don't allow the wrath to fall on you. I see no reason why you are complaining about national grid. National grid has collapsed countless times, and the government has not treated that as a national security. The hospitals you are calling for, they don't even depend on the national grid for their power. How many times do we have light? Sometimes you don't have light for 1 week. Have you called it as a national security? Now the Nigerian Labour Congress is shutting it down as a form of protest. You are calling for their head. You are gaslighting them. Stop it. Now over to what is happening. I think what they are doing is in the right direction, and this is one of the protests, the strike that I've seen that is very, very effective that the Nigerian Labour Congress has undertaken so far. They've shut down every key infrastructure in this country, and that is the best way to go. Shut down every key infrastructure. They've shut down the National Assembly. They've cut off water supply to the National Assembly, and I will also encourage them to go and cut off the water supply in the Aso Rock. That is what they should do, because the Nigerian politicians, they've taken the Nigerian people for a ride for so long. How do you explain that senators are being paid in millions every month? Just before the expiration of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration, his special advisor on new media, Bashar Ahmed, who resigned to contest in the Kano state election, he resigned. But while he resigned, he was still collecting money, and the draft shows that this guy was collecting 1.1 million naira as a special advisor to the president. 1.1 million naira. Now imagine how much all those boys that are hanging in Aso Rock, imagine how much all those boys that are aid to the president and aid to the senators, aid to the House of Rep members, imagine how much they are collecting. Compare it to how much Nigerian workers are collecting. What level of disparity is this? What level of heartlessness is this? They've taken the Nigerian people for a ride. They've suffered Nigerian people. They've deprived them of the good things while they keep living large at the expense of the Nigerian people, and you keep telling them to bear the brunt. And all the government have been doing all this while, rather than helping to ameliorate the sufferings of the people, the government keep tasking the people. How do you explain removing subsidy without sending palliatives to the people? How do you explain removing subsidy without improving the minimum wage? How do you explain increasing electricity tariff without increasing the minimum wage? How do you expect the Nigerian people to survive? You keep asking for them to be patient, but yet you keep living large. How do you expect buying 160 million SUV, one SUV for all the whole National Assembly members, for over 400 National Assembly members? Do you know how much that is? How do you expect the Nigerian people to remain calm in the midst of all this? You are using 90 billion naira to subsidize pilgrimage, and you are expecting the Nigerian people to keep calm in the midst of hardship. The purchasing power of the people has drastically reduced. Inflation has gone over the roof. The Nigerian people can barely eat. The minimum wage currently cannot even afford a bag of rice. We're not even talking about Gary. It's out of the reach for the ordinary man. Gary that was supposed to be a staple food, rice that was supposed to be a staple food, that's supposed to be available, but Nigerians cannot afford it currently. And you're saying that the Nigerian Labour Congress should not shut down everywhere? I think this is even an opportunity for the Nigerian people to go to the street. They should hit the street. They should exploit this avenue, because enough is enough. They've tolerated enough from this government. And the government, they've not shown any sign of trying to ameliorate the suffering of the people, but rather they keep increasing it. What have they done with the money that have been realized so far from fuel subsidy? What have they done with it? You are going to build a coastal road project, but the people are hungry. A coastal road that will take 20 years to complete, but your people are hungry. Does it show any form of direction? Does it show any form of purposefulness from the government to help the Nigerian people? It shows that the government do not care about the Nigerian people. All they care about is how they are going to accumulate more wealth for themselves. All they care about is how they are going to enrich their friends. All they care about is how they will remain relevant. They don't care about the same Nigerian people that voted them into power. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has increased the salary of all judges in the country. Why didn't he do the same for the Nigerian people? You know why? Because he knows he doesn't even need the Nigerian people to win his election. With the judiciary by his side, he can come back for the second term, and the judiciary will help him to do that. If he cares so much about the Nigerian people, he will do everything to pacify them. He's seen the Nigerian people as people that did not even help him to win the election. That is it. Because if he sees the Nigerian people as people that were very, very vital in his becoming the president, he will do everything possible to pacify them. But the president so far has done everything possible to make the Nigerian people go through excruciating pains. There is hunger in the land. There is suffering in the land. And what the Nigerian Labour Congress is doing currently is being supported by every sensible Nigerian. And I want to urge you out there, desist from gaslighting the Nigerian Labour Congress. Until the Nigerian government media demand. Those of you that are saying 490 something thousand naira is too much for the Nigerian Labour Congress to demand, it's too much, right? But 160 million per SUV was not too much for the senators. 4 billion to build car park for the National Assembly was not much. 90 billion to subsidize pilgrimage just for Hajj. For Hajj, not even the Christian pilgrimage, just for the Muslim pilgrimage was not much. The 5 billion for the presidential Hajj was not much. The money that was budgeted for the office of the First Lady, office of the Vice President, office of the Chief of Staff was not much. But when it comes to that of the Nigerian workers, that is when we all know it is much. Please resist the urge to be unfortunate. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.